Remember Skip It?
Are you fucking kidding me? Not only did I have a Skip It, I had a blue one, but I remember the theme song on the commercial. Skip it, and the very best thing of all is there's a counter on this ball. So try to be your very best score. Da ba da ho amor. Skip it. I didn't realize Skip It is like for your girl daughter or your
Yo.
fucking son.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Public Property. I am Monroe Martin, and we got a great episode for you. On today's episode, I got Matteo Lane. You see him on his YouTube comedy specials, on Comedy Central, on Netflix. This dude is selling out theaters. It's an honor to have him on this podcast. We're playing Fortnite. I hate that game. I'm a suck. So be prepared to just watch me get my ass whooped the whole time. But before we get into this episode, please make sure that you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, send in a question. All right, if there's a specific question that you want to see me ask or you want to hear me ask somebody, send it to me, baby. You can send it to me at Monroe Martin Comedy or let me make sure I got it right. Monroe Martin Comedy at gmail.com or Row is Public Property at gmail.com. Those are your two options. All right. Also, we got merch, baby. We got merch. Look at these pretty little t-shirts right here. We got everything you need. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got glasses. If you can't join the Patreon, because we got a Patreon too, baby. Yeah. Make sure you join that Patreon. Right now, there's only $5, and you can get all the episodes, unreleased content, exclusive stuff. So make sure that you join that Patreon and show your support. But if you can't join the Patreon, then make sure you get the merch. All right, y'all. I've done too much talking. Let's get into this episode. So what does this game mean to you?
When the pandemic hit, I was playing with my friends Bob the Drag Queen, Monet Exchange, my friend Nick Smith, and Jacob Ritz, and we were like, we were playing Smash Brothers all day long, just on the phone with each other. And then one day, mid-March, my friend Jacob was like, "Hey, do you guys want to try this game called Fortnite?" And we're like, "We have nothing else to do, so sure." So we started playing, and we all became obsessed. This game literally got me through the pandemic. I met some of my best friends on this game, and I was doing Twitch. And I was able to pay for my groceries and rent via Twitch by playing Fortnite like 6 hours a day and then like making videos and stuff. I had the best fucking time.
Yo, that's great.
Yes. I mean, there was a sick part of me that when everything started going back to normal, I was like, but what about Fortnite?
What about Fortnite? Goddamn.
I know.
Yeah, no, I was so terrible at this game. I wouldn't have made. Yeah, I was so trash at this game. We tried to play it a couple times.
Well, you also have like a wife. I mean, I was living alone, so it's like this was my wife.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay, do you remember what we do? We're gonna start off in this lobby, right? And then they're gonna we're gonna fly above, and then we're gonna pick a spot. I'll pick a spot that's kind of far away from stuff, so you can sort of get used to the controls again.
Okay. Now, what it says, Battle Royale, press square. So what do? Do I just...
Nothing. You just keep it. It's getting us into a game right now.
Did you ever call any of your parents by their first names?
No. I grew up in an Italian home. We would be killed for that. If I called my mother Sherry as a kid, I wouldn't exist anymore. I would be missing. People would be like, "Sherry, didn't you have 3 kids?" And she'd be like, "Nope."
She's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." What item did your parents beat you with?
We didn't get beat. I mean, every once in a while we got slapped, but it was like, it wasn't an item. I think like old school Italian is like they throw a spoon or a shoe at you, but they didn't throw any shoes at us. But yeah, we definitely got slapped every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Like, what did you have to do to get the slap?
I really wasn't a bad kid. I'm quite fear-based. Yeah. I mean, I'm still fear-based today. So I'm a little bit of a rule follower. So I'm like a little gay kid. I wasn't trying to piss off anyone. I was singing in the
So, but
It's
like, what?
true.
I know that's why it's so funny. So, what did it take for you to get beat? Like, for Sherry to hit you?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, Sherry wouldn't hit me, it would be
Wait,
Steve.
where did we jump out at?
We didn't
What?
jump yet. I marked
Oh
your spot.
shit!
You see the pink
I
spot?
jumped already. Fuck!
Well, bitch, you better start flying.
I don't
Do you
see the
remember how to
pink
do your
spot.
parachute?
But where's the pink spot
Yeah,
at?
you do. It's
Oh,
in the
okay. Yeah,
snow.
yeah,
Look at
yeah.
the snow.
I see the
Yeah,
snow.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm not a parachute. So Steve is your dad,
Yes, Steve is
and
my dad.
and he hit you.
I remember him like a couple times. Yeah, a slap. Yeah.
Oh, like a
And
what
I
type
was
of
probably
slap?
mouthing off.
Oh,
I mean,
so
I wasn't like hospitalized. It wasn't like, but enough for me to learn my lesson.
and you never did it again?
Yeah.
Oh, you did it again.
I was a good kid.
All
I
right.
honestly was a good kid.
Did you ever have to turn the stove off at night? Like, did you wake up in one of those houses
Um,
where people were forgetful? Mom, dad, they were a little focused on something else.
no, it's like I grew up on the same block as all of my cousins, and
Hmm.
they're all the same age as me. And it was kind of like co-parenting between my Aunt Cindy and Uncle Mike and my mom and dad.
Hmm.
My mom and dad were good about that kind of shit. My Uncle Mike was like way more, like when we were little and we'd go eat pasta at their house, he would cut up all of our pasta, which is like insane to do in an Italian home, but he's also not Italian, he's Irish.
So
So my
maybe
mom
was
is
it
Italian.
like a hate crime?
Yes. You know what's funny is my mom had a childhood that because my mother is Italian Mexican and grew up in like such a traumatic home.
Hmm.
Whereas like her dad had a separate family, named all the kids the same name so he didn't forget them, like
Yeah,
never home. Like my mom had to be raised by her grandparents, my grandma had to steal, like just like lots and lots and lots of shit, like,
yeah.
abuse and so it's like she made it a point when she had kids, she made all of her efforts into making sure that we did not go through the same thing she went through.
Hmm.
So I feel like a lot of my childhood, I was spared a lot of that. My mom stopped the cycle of abuse with her. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Not me killing two people. Yeah, no, my mom is I have a
Were
very
your
good
parents
mom. She
together?
was, yeah, they were together. They kind of, well, not kind of, they did separate for a bit when I was an adult, but then they got back together and worked it out.
Mm,
But that was also like a lot of unnecessary drama. But yeah, I wasn't, no spoons were thrown at me as a kid.
okay. All right. Sounds like the Italian Huxtables right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because usually Italian families, they do hit their kids.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. And yeah, I can't find you. Every time I get close to you, you run. There you go.
I'm running around looking for guns.
Oh, okay. Ain't we supposed to meet
Here,
up somewhere?
come stand by me. Ready?
Yeah.
This is gonna give you full health.
All right. This right here.
Boom. There you go.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So your parents didn't do vacation? Like,
We didn't like I never did Disney World. We didn't have money growing up. So, like if we did a vacation, it was usually with my cousins and we were
hmm,
all sleeping in like we had this my grandpa bought this like house in the middle of nowhere in Illinois
yeah.
that it's called Galena, Illinois.
Hmm.
Not like a nice. I
I
mean,
think I
we
was
like the
near
house.
there. I was in
But Galena, you were near
Batavia.
Galena?
Isn't Batavia
Yeah.
near Galena? Yeah.
But we had this one house, so it was like we could do vacation there. And by that, we would drive 3 hours,
Hmm.
go to this house. It was me, usually my cousins, my aunt, my uncle Michael, and my grandparents all in one house.
Yeah.
And that was our vacation. Just like kids running through a forest, backyard. Like it was nice to get away from like city and suburbs and like sort of just be in the, I don't know, nature. But we didn't do Disney World. I never flew on a plane. We didn't have money for that,
So
so I
when
never did. Vacation was we would go to Galena or like just go to my cousin's house.
so when
That
did
was a
you go to
vacation.
Italy? Because you're Italian and Mexican, correct? And you
Yes,
speak
and my
both
dad's
fluently.
Irish. I
Damn, you
do.
everything. You
I
experiment.
know.
What happens if you mix them all together?
You get a lot of guilt, a lot of Catholic guilt. We first time I went to Italy, I was 15,
Okay.
and I flew there by myself on a plane. It was my first time on a plane.
How did you get there by yourself?
My
How'd you
parents
finesse
bought me a
that?
ticket.
Don't say you know. I don't know. That's why I asked the question.
Actually, I bought myself. I had to buy myself the ticket. I was working. I was 16, not 15, because I was
Okay.
working at Michael's full time, and I
Okay.
saved all my money from that paychecks to get myself a ticket to Italy. And I also did caricatures on the side, so it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of a nice little side hustle I had. And so you can make pretty good money. Like I could make $200 as a 16-year-old on a weekend doing caricatures at like a bar mitzvah or a
Yeah.
wedding or bowling party or something. So my first big paycheck and money saved up, I spent it on going to Italy.
So that leads me to the next question, because if you had that much freedom at 16, what was the latest you ever stayed out on a school night?
So I wasn't like a bad kid. So like my parents would, I would like hang out. I had a bunch of friends in the city,
Mm-hmm.
so I would see them on the weekends, and I don't know. My parents put a lot of trust in me, I guess. But again, I wasn't like really doing much wrong. I wasn't like, I mean, I remember like trying a cigarette when I was like 13, and I still love cigarettes. I think they're so cool. But
I never seen you smoke.
yeah,
All
well,
right.
I don't smoke anymore, but like every blue moon,
Mm-hmm.
someone's over here, by the way.
All right, I'm running over there. I'm looking for you. Oh, I thought I seen you.
But yeah, 16 was the first time I would have gone to Italy.
When did you smoke your first cigarette, and who gave it to you? Was it your mom?
13, my sister, no,
Oh.
my sister's boyfriend, Nick,
Why is he giving you cigarettes?
because he was smoking, and I was like, that's cool, and then he let me try it. It was great. So much fun. It's still so much fun. Oh, fuck, this guy.
Have you ever seen your
Okay,
parents fight?
yes.
Yeah? What happened? Like, not, you don't gotta tell me details.
Uh,
How'd you pussy run him down? I'm running down on him. I did all that shooting, didn't hit him once. You see me? I did all that shooting, not one shot touched
well,
him.
it's weird because we have the volume down, so I can't really hear, but I have the visuals on for like hearing impaired people, so you
Hmm.
can see like what's happening around you.
Okay.
So I
How do you
just
turn
saw
that on?
footsteps, so I was like,
Is that cheating?
no, I mean pros do it.
I mean,
But I
you
want
you
the
can't
fun.
prove they can't prove you're not hearing impaired. Because if they ask you, all you gotta do is go, huh?
You're so stupid. Hmm? Huh?
Huh? What?
Beg your pardon?
Yo, did your parents ever leave you in the car? Like, like just when you were sleeping as a kid, you ever wake up in the parking lot, be like, what the fuck? Where? And the car is
No.
empty? No?
Have you ever hung out with Italians?
No. The Philly
Yeah.
Italians are different. Philly Italians are not like Chicago Italians, I guess.
Yeah, Philly Italians are pretty they're another breed of I was not left in the car.
They didn't leave you nowhere. There was never, you were
Mm,
never unattended.
well, no, that's not true. I mean, I was a kid of the 90s, right? So it's
Hmm.
like my parents they would
Damn,
just be like,
dog, you
"Okay,
just locked me in the
we're
basement.
no, I got you. Look. My
Uh,
parents would leave. They'd be like, okay, there's dinner. We got to go out. Or if they're working, because they both worked. So I'd come home from school and no one was there.
hmm.
And so, you make yourself food and shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't, they would but not like in a hot car in a parking lot, like ready to die. They leave me in my home where I have water.
They loved you, man. All right. It sounds like
They
he's right
did.
now. Yeah, you don't sound like public property to me right now. But we still got a couple
No.
more questions anyway.
Okay, work.
What was dinner like? Was it like a family style, or was it like just a pot of food and everybody just got like their bowl or their plate, and then it just was every man for themselves?
No, we have dinner at this time, and then the family all sat together and we didn't watch TV. That's like my mom, Italian, we cooked with my mother every single night.
Uh huh.
So she taught us how to cook. So me and my brother and sister all know how to cook because of my mom.
Okay.
And, that was like bonding for us. It wasn't like we didn't have money. So it was like cooking and making pizza dough and like learning how to make sauce and learning to make pasta and baking. Like, also she had two gay sons. So it's like we really loved baking.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, somebody's shooting at us.
yeah, I see him. I'm coming over here.
Okay.
But no, dinner was very like, hey, we're having dinner. Now sit down and shut up. And
Mm.
I mean, we'd talk and stuff, but I think that's good because you're teaching kids, hey, here's how you conduct yourself,
Yeah.
at dinner, and dinner is important, and this is a social thing, and you learn to converse, and I loved that, and I feel sorry for people that,
They
it's
didn't
like they
have
just
that.
go get food and get it by yourself, and it's like, wait, what?
Oh shit! You didn't have my back, yo.
Girl, I'm fighting someone. Hold on,
I
I'll
was
come get
fighting
you.
somebody. I'm dead now.
I'll come get you. Hold on, I'm killing this guy.
No, I'm dead.
Killed him.
I'm done. I
I
gotta
can
wait.
bring you back. I can bring you back.
To life, it said they got it counting down. They saying I gotta wait.
I got you. Hold on a second.
Watch this.
Ready?
All right, he's that good. Yo, I'm picking Miles Morales next time. This is kind of cool the way to get around.
Well, this I just picked up a contraption that lets me do that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Hopefully no one hears me. I'm gonna bring you back when this is done. I got you back. I got you back.
How the fuck? Oh shit! You was telling the truth. Yo, this game's different, yo. Let's go. What if I die immediately? Did your parents have any weird, like, specific rules about food, though? Like, what was their thing? You had to finish all your food, or
I mean,
what?
yeah, we definitely had to finish our food. There's no. This guy is like cheating or something. Okay, got him.
Okay. It says
We had to finish
I'm
our
around
food.
you.
We were not. Here, my family was very much like we said you do this and that's what you do,
Mm-hmm.
and you could not argue. There was no
Mm.
arguing. And if you argued like you didn't want to eat, then you didn't have dinner.
So they would, like, let you starve.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They'd have no problem with it.
Yo, you know, starving the kid is kind of that's one strike. That's one strike. God damn it! How many nights? How many nights did you do this? Like, how many nights did you not eat your food and then you just went to sleep with like
Well,
a
I was a really
rubbly
picky
stomach?
eater.
Okay.
I was a picky eater. My sister and brother would eat anything. My sister specifically, she loved like seafood. Like she would just eat anything as a
Hmm.
kid. And I hated everything. I just wanted pasta and butter. And not much has changed really as
Yeah.
an adult. But yeah, there'd be nights where it was like, okay, I don't know, like meat, I don't know what the meal would be, and I would eat it. It's like, okay, you're not finishing your meal, fine, you're not gonna eat, you don't get dessert, going to bed, bye.
Damn.
Yeah, my parents, I don't think they were strict, but they were just like, there was no, like, I see these parents, like, at grocery stores saying to their kids, like, what did mommy say?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna count to three. What is this weird negotiation tactic you are doing with your child? They're a fucking child. There
Yeah.
is no argument. If you said no, then the answer is no. And if they don't like it, then you're grounded. Bye. I mean, when are they going to learn consequences? That's why everyone is like, I can do whatever I want whenever I want. It's like, no, you can't. There's consequences in this world. And you
Yeah.
have to learn them as a kid.
That's going to affect it. I don't think that affects us anymore, though. Right? Like, those people are grown. They're going to have kids of their own, and then they're going to see.
Well, yeah, but then, I mean, why are there so many parents, like, giving their kids, like, too many options? Here's how you give your kid an option. You give it to them, right? So that
Yeah.
they feel that they're helping make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, or do you want chicken or pasta?
Yeah.
So they can't say, I want lobster, I want this, I want that. Then now we can choose. Okay, you want chicken or pasta? I want pasta. Okay, you picked pasta, that's what we're having. But none of this, like, negotiating with a 4-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
it's so insane to me.
Yeah, now growing up, you had to eat it, no matter what it was. Now, one
Yes.
time I poured ketchup on spaghetti. You ever do that shit?
Oh,
I
what do you
fucked up.
think? What do you think,
You
Monroe?
never tried it?
If I ever poured ketchup on spaghetti, you're a monster.
Yo, I'm just saying. Wait, Italians don't get. Y'all
What do you
get.
think that answer is? I see you smiling. What do you think, Monroe?
I know it's a no, but you never wanted to just go against the grain.
I saw my boyfriend. My boyfriend's Mexican. He lives in
Mhm.
Mexico City, and
Yeah.
he poured ketchup on his pizza the other day.
Yeah.
And I said, under no circumstances.
Ever do that? See, I had to
He was
learn
like,
the
why? I
hard
love
way.
to. Oh God!
It's
Why you just saw like
disgusting.
reds? Oh my God!
Yeah, but
That's
as
just
a
like
kid,
squeezing vinegar and sugar on your pasta. That's awful.
I didn't know. I was a kid. I seen my cousins do it, and that taught me something about following. I seen my cousins do it, and then my aunt was like, and when I tasted it, I was like, ugh. She was like, "You gonna eat all of it? You're gonna eat every single piece." And I was like, "I don't wanna eat it," and I fucking had to eat it. It was just nasty.
I
But
love your aunt.
your
Smart woman.
family has never done anything like that. So if you
Under
fucked up,
no circumstances
okay.
would I eat ketchup and pasta. Are you out of your fucking mind?
My bad. I'm sorry. Did they have weird
No.
restrictions about watching TV?
You know, when I was really little, yeah, I remember when I was like, I must have been like 5 or something,
Mm-hmm.
6, and then my parents were like, yeah, I don't think you guys should watch The Simpsons, but my aunt Cindy loved it, so I'd go next door and watch it with her.
Why didn't they like The Simpsons? Where they thought it was like
I
too
don't know,
adult?
because I thought it was like, yeah, like kids are saying like swears and stuff, like adult themes, but like who knows? Then after a while they relaxed, and it's like I could watch whatever I wanted.
I said this the last episode, but like I grew up with parents like that too. But here was the thing: they wouldn't let me watch things like that, but I can watch like Law and Order,
What?
like fucking Murder She Wrote. I can watch anything with
Okay,
women
well,
getting
Murder
murdered.
She Wrote is like that's a little better. Murder She
It
Wrote
was
because it's like
still, it may have not
it's
been
Angela
graphic.
Lansbury.
Yeah, it wasn't graphic, but it definitely wasn't like something that I should be watching. I don't need to see that all this strife. I don't
I
need
no,
to see.
I actually I disagree. I think Murder She Wrote's perfectly fine for kids. I think that's like meant to be a family show. I think that's
Like
fine.
anything with like drug dealing and violence and shit. And they would say things like, because you remember I had like plenty foster moms and they were old ladies and they would watch these shows and they would say things like, don't you take your ass on that street. Don't you be out there on those streets selling drugs like a bum. But they would root for the drug dealer on these shows.
You know, humans are complicated. What can I
Yeah.
say?
So your parents didn't have no, that their only thing was just no Simpsons.
I mean, that's the only thing I can remember right now is like I remember specifically that being like a show where they were like, "No, you can't watch it."
Mm.
I don't know where this person is shooting us from,
Me neither.
but I'm gonna bring you back.
Thank you. Have you ever had a birthday party at McDonald's?
Yes,
Yo, tell me, because you kept
I
saying you
didn't,
were
but I mean, I
poor.
I went to a birthday party.
Oh, okay. All right, that don't count,
But I
Mateo.
never had one for me. Birthday parties for me were like at my house. My mom would make a cake. Where the fuck are you?
Oh,
There
I
you are.
fell down here.
And my cousins would come over. But I
Oh, okay.
remember going to a birthday party at McDonald's because they used to have in like the 80s and 90s, they had characters where like
Hmm.
you could ride on them. Not they weren't rides, they were just kind of still like a playground. But
Yeah.
you know, it was exciting. But no, anything expensive, we obviously I couldn't do.
So wait, you grew up poor, poor, because you said it like four times. After the third time, I'm like, oh,
Not
what's
poor,
this
but
poverty you tuck
here's
up? God damn.
here's how my mom would describe it. I was like, "Ma, did we?" Because here's the thing: is like when you're growing up,
Hmm.
like I was not popular,
Yeah.
and I never understood like what made someone popular and what made them not popular. And then I'm like, oh, the popular kids were just rich.
Yeah.
They had the confidence from their parents of just being like rich kids. I asked my mom, I said, "Ma, were we poor growing up?" And her answer was, we weren't poor, but I would say we lived paycheck to paycheck.
That sounds
I was
poor.
like, yeah, I think that reads. But no, I mean, we had a one floor house, three
Hmm.
bedrooms. I shared a room with my brother, so we weren't. I didn't grow up. I had some friends who were really rich. I did
Yeah.
not grow up like that.
Okay. What was your like? What did your parents have specific tactics they used to make you do homework and study?
They would just tell me.
They just
But
told
the
you
thing is,
the answer.
I no, they would tell me to do it. I was a
Oh.
bad student. I was not a good student
Hmm.
at all. I almost didn't pass high school, and I almost didn't go to college. Neither my
Yeah.
brother
What's
or sister
almost?
went to college.
Like how much are we talking? What's almost? Like
I
what
mean,
was your average?
I don't remember what my average was, but not good. I mean, it was like D's and C's. I failed math class a
Wow.
bunch, but I also just didn't do. I didn't. I think I was struggling with my sexuality, and I had nowhere to express that. And
Hmm.
so it's like, wait, Monroe, are you fighting people? Come over by me.
No, I'm in the car. I'm driving. I'm trying to find you.
Oh, girl, I'm right here. I marked
Wait.
it, the pink
Okay.
mark on the map.
All right.
Take a right. I'm that way. Yeah, so I think if I was able to say that I was gay, I think I would have
Hmm.
been able to focus on school, but I was relentlessly made fun of, and school was not like a good place for me. It wasn't like a safe
Mm.
place for me. It was not fun, and
Damn.
I think my grades were a result, and then people, teachers back then, you can be like, well, he's just not paying attention.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm kind of like struggling with something. But I couldn't say that. If I told someone I was gay, all hell would break loose. So it's like,
So you couldn't.
you
Would
just got
you?
to keep quiet about that.
Mm.
Yeah, it wasn't safe, particularly a safe environment for gay people. Not that I
And
was going to get killed, but it's like, it's bad enough. You know what I mean?
yeah, and this is Glensbury, Illinois. Where you from again?
Glensbury. Arlington Heights, Illinois, Glensbury. Angela Lansbury, Illinois. I'm from Mrs. Potts, Illinois.
When is the first time your parents gave you alcohol? Because wine counts.
Well, I remember being like 9 and being my dad drinking a beer. I'm like, let me try it. He's like, fine, take a sip. And I would take a sip, and then we'd be like, oh my God, it's gross. My
Oh,
parents were very like, we're not gonna make this a thing that it's gonna be mysterious, which is why I don't think I get any. I don't really drink today. It's like
hmm
I don't really see the joy in it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
every once in a while, like I get like a margarita and stuff, but
Do you
I just
smoke
want to
weed?
say that Nicole Byer just texted me and said the Uber drivers in Oklahoma don't stop talking.
I can believe that. I was in Oklahoma. Cause that's
Yeah,
their
these
like
big
they're not Uber drivers. They're regular people who just giving you a ride for some money. Like
right
we've coined
here,
the phrase
Monroe, come here,
where where.
I got this is
Okay.
gonna open up and get a bunch of guns and health and stuff.
Okay.
So
I think because when you live in like cities like LA, New York, and Chicago and shit, you can be like Uber. Not even Chicago, because I had to take an Uber from the airport, and it was like a regular person, like in like a car with a baby seat in it. You don't get that in New
right,
York.
right. No, well, New York, I have a whole joke now that I'm saying like New York, we don't even talk to our Uber drivers.
You don't have to.
Right. They even give you
I
the option.
yeah,
It's like, do you want
man.
your Uber driver to shut the fuck up? And it's like, I do. Here, take this, Monroe. Open
hmm
this up and use this shield keg,
Okay, sure,
so you can get
okay.
some shield.
And then open it up right now.
Yeah.
Do you smoke weed?
No, I don't like smoking weed.
You've tried it,
Yeah. The
and
only drugs. I mean, that weed's not a drug, but like the only like drugs I've done is I
mm,
did Molly once, and that's
mm,
it. I have no real interest in doing. Two of my friends in high school died of heroin overdoses,
ooh,
and it kind of shook me. I was like, I went to one's funeral, and my friend was speaking at it, and then a
mm,
month later we were at his funeral. So I was like,
damn.
I don't think drugs are for me.
What was the strangest food combination your parents ever put together because they didn't feel like cooking?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. I honestly cannot. I mean, there's lazy. It's like, okay, we're having pancakes for breakfast, or I don't know, some shit.
You think
Have,
pancakes for
have it
breakfast is lazy?
like an Eggo waffle. You know what I mean? Like,
What the Eggo waffle for dinner is still delicious.
oh my God, Eggo waffles are so fucking good.
Yo, you get fuck that, four Eggo waffles, right? Toasted
Mm-hmm.
perfectly with some butter. I
Mm-hmm.
do
And syrup,
honey. Nah, the level up.
honey.
Take honey, butter,
Boo.
and honey. I'm telling you, butter and honey on the nicely toasted waffle is the best, yo. There we go. Where you at, motherfucker? Ooh,
I need help. I'm being attacked. I need help. I
I'm
am being
trying to.
attacked.
Well, I'm trying to get in there, man. I don't know how to get through this apparatus you just fucking built.
Oh God, I died.
You
I
died.
think that's no. It's the second to
Oh,
last team.
all right. We
Place
got third
third.
place. If your family could have a theme song, what would it be?
C'è la luna mezzo mare, mamma mia, mamma rare, figlia mia, cutterare, mamma mia, pensaccia tu.
Yo,
That
I'm not being racist, but I felt like I heard that on a commercial for like some sort
it's a
of like
popular
Spanish dish.
Italian song.
Isn't that for like spaghetti? Isn't that like a '90s joint for like
It's like
raviolis or
a
some shit?
it's like a late. Oh, you're thinking of
Yeah.
I think that's a Napolitano song. I can't think. Yeah, that would be our theme song. Or like, thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again.
I like your family, yo.
Yeah, I have a good family.
Would you
I
do a
feel
show based
very,
on your family? You gonna do a show based on your family?
I
Definitely
tried.
not
That was one of
public
the,
property. They loved you. They did the family thing right.
they did do the family thing right.
So who was the weirdest family member in your family?
Me.
Yeah, what makes you weird? What makes you the black sheep? It just can't be gay. It gotta be
No, it's
something
not that
else.
it's not that it was just gay, but I mean, kind of. But like, you know, I had like a really good imagination, but I was always just like, now looking at it, I'm like, okay, it was clear that I was meant to be like a performer, but like, I just kind of lived in my own head, like impressions and
hmm
singing and pretending I was Storm from the X-Men and just like I don't think your typical
How did they react to
four-year-old
that?
boy.
Wait, you was doing all
Just
that
kind
shit at 4? I thought you was doing this like as a grown up, or
no,
at least as a
no.
teenager.
No.
You was doing this shit at 4. How
Yeah, I'm
did they
not that
react?
gay.
How did they respond to that?
I guess they were fine with it. They just kind of knew. Like, there was like, oh, Mateo was like
There
a
go
little
Matteo
weird.
twirling again.
Basically, yeah. My cousin Michael's like playing basketball, and I'm like with a streamer running around. Like, it was just,
You gotta skip
you
it.
know.
Remember skip it?
Are you fucking kidding me? I had not only did I have a skip it, I had a blue one, but I remember the theme song on the commercial. Skip it, and the very best thing of all is there's a counter on this ball. So try to be your very best score. Da ba da ho, I'm more. Skip it. I didn't realize skip it is like for your girl daughter or your
Yo.
fucking faggot son. Because there I was out skipping it up with all the girls. Girl, I was so gay. I was like playing like hopscotch with the girls, like Dutch double jump rope or whatever with the
Mhm.
girls, like always hanging out with the girls.
That is so funny. So your games never got. Here's the thing: like little kids from the hood, they play with all toys, but eventually that toy gets used as a weapon. Like eventually, like you take that skip it and you start twirling it in the air like a fucking mace. So be lucky you only played with girls.
My real grandfather, I don't know what he was. He was like maybe in a gang. I'm not really sure what his job was, but I don't think it was
Yeah, you know
good.
a gang isn't a job.
But kind of is.
It's a hobby. A gang is definitely a hobby. It's not a job.
I should I call my mom right now and be like, "What did he do for a living?" Let me hear. Let me
Yeah.
see.
You went, what did he do for a living? Was he in a gang? That's not a job.
He might have been a low end guy for the mafia, which you would get paid. Let me ask my mom. Let's call.
Mateo, that's still not a job. You just saying another
Well, that's what I'm
illegal
saying.
thing.
Yes, I know, but look, my family, my grandma's grandpa, when they came from over from Italy, sat in the back of a truck with a gun to help Al Capone distribute alcohol during the Prohibition.
Hello,
So,
Matt.
hey, Ma, question for you.
Yes.
What? I'm being interviewed right now about our family. What was your dad's job?
Well, everybody told us as kids that if anyone asks you, say he's a bricklayer.
Okay, so
So we all said, okay, my dad is a bricklayer, but we didn't know what it meant or whatever.
right.
So I think he did side construction jobs
Okay.
and side other jobs.
Right, and those other jobs were
Well, he was very low on the totem pole of gangs,
yeah,
but I think that he would go collect money, break arms.
right. So he was like a Luca
Collect
Brasi.
money and break
And then
arms.
even, like Luca, well, in the movie, Luca Brasi had his own crew and stuff. I think he just
Right.
did what he did. And then as he got older, he continued the construction work, but he never hit any retirement, and he, lived on Social Security till he died. So
Okay.
Damn.
All right. Thank you, Ma.
See,
very uplifting.
Yeah, very uplifting story.
that
All right. Bye, Ma.
We had good hair. All right, bye.
Bye.
I don't know. Like growing up, we knew if your dad sold drugs, your mom just was like, he hustled. He hustled.
Well, I guess my grandpa hustled. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Can you imagine growing up being like, if anyone asks what your dad does for a living, like that's not a good way to start a sentence.
Yeah. Who's asking, first of all? Like,
Kids ask, like, what do your parents do for work? So my nonna must have been like, just say a bricklayer. That's the most
it depends on the area you grow up. If you grow up in like certain areas, like in North Philly, I'm from.
My mom grew up in the south side of Chicago.
So then you didn't have to ask what they do. You can see nothing. They were just standing outside. Most of the time, people just be outside during the day. I know your mom ain't doing, not your mom, but like we never asked other kids because we like we know it.
6.
Yeah, we know your mom ain't doing shit. Your mom sitting here on the couch.
Yeah, my mother should be the one being interviewed for this show because she will have every checkbox you have of she'll check off every single box. My family, you can't not. We say everything to everybody. There's no secrets, so it's like we were not like one of those families where like we were quiet and one person spoke at a time. Like everyone's yelling at each other, everyone's talking, everyone's gossiping, everyone. It's like
it's
chaos.
The McAllister household.
Not as white.
Okay.
and certainly not as rich.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you keep bringing up this poor thing, Matteo. I gotta Google map this area.
Yeah, I could show you a picture of my house if you want to see. It's a cute house. I think my parents bought their house in the 80s. They just finished paying it off, like I think
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. God
Yeah,
damn. Just now?
yeah. I think
This is why I don't
they
want
just
no
recently
house.
finished paying it off.
I don't want no house.
But I think it only costs like, I mean, now it's, I mean, the prices would seem really low, but it's like at the time, I mean, they didn't have money. We had no money. I remember it was like our everything was like hand-me-downs. All my clothes were hand-me-downs. My grandma would just come over with a bag full of clothes,
Mm-hmm.
clothes that my cousin Michael wore, that my brother wore, that now I wore. So it was like, it wasn't like we didn't have like
Your dad couldn't get
shopping.
you no
I don't know.
clothes from evidence? Like he couldn't just go, hey, we got
Yeah,
these
he gave me like
Jordans.
blood stained Jordans with like cum on it. He's like, I picked this up at work. You want some? I'm like, thanks, Dad.
Yeah,
Love
you got the
blood.
Jordan SVUs.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I did, and
Yeah.
I'm proud of it. I still love blood to this day.
Why didn't you go into law enforcement? Like, what stopped you from making that decision? Or did dad never,
Well,
like,
you've known me
force
for
you into
11
that?
years. You've known me for 11 years, Monroe. What do you think stopped me from going into law
Yo,
enforcement? Take
there's... Nah, but it don't mean nothing as a cop. We are both on West 4th Street, and you be seeing those cops.
Well, what? Like, hey, girl, don't smoke like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
You
don't
rip
think I've
out the
ever seen a
baton,
gay.
you let this...
And it has a streamer at
Back
the end of
up!
it, a firework. I don't think I've ever seen a
Back
gay cop.
up!
No, that's not true. I hooked up with a gay cop in Chicago, and it was really hot. That
That's
was really
funny.
hot. That was fun. Yeah, I
He
wonder if he's
used the
still a
baton
cop.
on you? Probably not when
No,
they found
well,
out
he used
about...
his baton,
Oh, that's funny.
but that was fun.
But your dad has never like even brought it up when you were younger and said, hey, you know, you can get into the business. I got a couple
No,
of friends.
My dad was a Vietnam vet who then became
Hmm.
a cop. I think he knew from a young age. He would try and get me to go hunting with him when I was a kid, and I
Hmm.
hated it. Like I would like be singing Sleeping Beauty in the trees, and he was like, "All right, I don't think this is for you.
Scaring all the animals
Go,
away,
go."
scaring the deer and
Yeah,
shit.
and I would say if I learned anything from Disney movies, that's what brings the deer to us. But yeah, I was just a very gay kid. I think it was obvious. You just know like the energy from certain kids. Where you're like, okay, well they're not gonna play sports, or they're not like it's that was me. I was more like the
Mm.
fruity kid.
So wait, he took you hunting. You killed something before?
No, I never shot anything. I just tagged along.
Oh, like he tried to put the gun in your hand and make you pull the trigger and you just
Um,
wouldn't do it.
no, I mean, he just like it was like I don't know. I have no idea. I think all expectations were thrown out the window once I was pretending to be Maleficent with my fishing pole. So, I don't think.
I don't think you're
Sure.
public property. Your family seems like a pleasure to spend the night at. Like I just feel like I could just spend the night at the Lane's household, get fat off of pasta, you know?
Yeah, my mother would love you. She would feed you night and day.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, man, you can't join the club. You're not public property. Your parents loved you too much.
Okay. If you're listening or watching, check out my comedy special. It comes out June 11th on YouTube, Matteo Lane Comedy.
Make sure you do that. Congratulations on all your success, man. Thank you so much for taking the time out and just playing video games with me and talking shit, y'all.
Anytime. I will probably see you this week.
All right, I'll see you around.
Bye,
All right,
guys.
peace.